Site of your Phoenix Christian Cougars and the Mountainside Wolves. Cassius Grimroyd to return the opening kick from the 25, and he'll bound his way forward to about the 32 for a return of 7 yards, and we'll see the Cougar offense for the very first time tonight. Apologize for this setup. It is very unconventional. No stands, no bleachers, just a field and a fence, less even than Pecana Park. Willis, the ball carrier. Willis breaks a tackle, still fighting forward as Willis. There he goes, making in contact and eventually down. For the there is no scoreboard or even clock. The only person that does have the clock is the officiating crew here tonight that we did not get the names of. Asalefu, and it looks like actually it'll just be, and no, it'll just be Asalefu on to kick it off. Usually you see Asalefu and Israel Torres. Cougar. And that one is back all the way inside the 10 end zone, but no Wolves were back near the goal line, and that could have. Ball be spotted at the 20-yard line of Mountainside. And in his first start this season, you see their number 50, that's Pablo Hernandez, just joined the team last week. Before Cortez made a tackle in that game towards the end and left. Handoff at quarterback. Hands it off to Willis, and Wolves absolutely swarm the senior running back at the line of scrimmage. No gain. This is the third game that the Cougars have faced like this in a really weird environment. Here's Harmon. Handoff goes to Rondan. Rondan forward. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Cougars. And Rondan punching it into the end zone once again off of the Colton Hurt interception. Cougars a point away from making this a 14-point. Asalefu on to try the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. Javian Willis was just a few inches from getting his first interception of the year. And it would appear that maybe the Wolves are going for a field goal. Hurt and Gregg both out. You wouldn't think this is a punt, but Andrew White currently stands in, and I beg your pardon, it was 4th and 5. Cougars offense comes out. Willis gets the ball on a counter going the other way for a few yards. I am very sorry, folks. That was a mental lapse on my part. And very difficult to even see ball even is. Cougar walkthrough yesterday as Willis bursts through a hole off the left side of the Cougar O line. And he has enough for a first down. As he hands the ball off to Willis. Willis cuts up back into wanted to play quarterback to Michael Harmon. No. And I said, well, how come you're starting tonight? And he said, well, I can't even lie. I was messing around. Now that screen call might have to change into a passing concept more suited to that of Mountainside. Not saying they're necessarily better in their passing concepts, just maybe Mountainside defense a little bit more used to it than, let's say, the Phoenix. And a reverse, they began in 1A, and They'll get Zaire really, fortunately for Greg and the Wolves offense, they're still short. And it'll be 4th and a good bit. We'll call it 4th and 8. Hurt looks to the sideline. Get the call from offensive coordinator Justin Burke. Play clock at 3, now 2. Hurt looks to his right. Pass is intercepted by Rondan. Rondan with a load of green in front of him to work with. Rondan taken out just shy of the 40-yard line into the Cougars. Arming a man. What a run by Javian Willis, as we do have an injured Wolf down at about the 27. That's Alex Nepper. And with just under, Nepper goes in motion. Hand off to Greg. Greg going absolutely nowhere and being spun down. Here maybe trying to sneak another possession in the clock, we were told by the line judge closest to us. So looks like Coach Kindred will elect to send Harmon back out. This is within Asalefu's range, as Coach Kindred will call a timeout maybe to think it over. Asalefu has made kicks from 35 points from the Wolves. Willis goes in motion. Harmon, screen pass to Rondan, and that'll do it and end the first half. Score, after 24 minutes of football played, the Phoenix Christian Cougars, your Phoenix Christian Cougars 22, and the Mountainside Wolves 0. A lot of football still to be played here from Mountainside High School, but for the first half, that'll do it. We'll be back after half. a little bit sharper. He actually ran a couple plays offensively to stay sharp. Flag flies early, and it'll be encroachment against the Cougars. Cougars defensive line baffled as I didn't see anyone move. They don't believe they moved, and one play ran. The Mountainside Wolves are defense moves as we see him now at right end. Hurt, quick slant over to Osuna, and Osuna breaks a tackle, maybe two, and eventually brought down by a load of men wearing white and green jerseys. It'll be 3rd and short. Exact measurement is 3rd and 2, and you got to think if they don't get it here, this is go for it territory without any hesitation. 3rd and 2. You see the Wolves use that cadence, getting up to the line, then looking over. Now, snapping the ball after this motion. Handoff goes to nowhere to go. First Cougar to get there was Daniel Sanchez. The Wolves, just to get something going offensively, some momentum at all. They had some on a couple other 2 interceptions, and now trying to see if the Cougars would bite and jump offside like they did a couple times earlier in the first half. In the second half, and also with the botched punt we saw earlier in this game to end really the first half, if the Wolves even will try to. Willis's usual counterpart, Brandon Scroggins, out with an oblique injury this week. Ball's loose. 1 becomes a 3rd and probably 3 or even 4. You've seen that problem. Coach Kindred will send out the kicking unit to make this a 29-0 ball game. Asalefu 2 for 2 on the night so far. First time he's kicking in to this upright. Kick is up, and it is good. And just about past midway in the 3rd quarter, Cougars with a 29-0 lead off of Javian Willis. His 2nd touchdown of the night. Going back to that touchdown, what Willis is really, really good in doing and where he excels more than any other back on this Phoenix Christian team is his field vision. Scroggins is more of your brawler. You'll hand it off to him. He'll get 5-6 yards just bruising forward. Think of like a Brandon Jacobs or even, dare I say, a Jerome Bettis. You know, maybe he's not as big as the bus, but just a really big, stocky build that Scroggins has. On his 5'10 frame, he weighs 190 pounds. And Willis, kind of the opposite of that. The lightning to Scroggins' thunder. Willis, very good field vision. Really quick on his feet. You saw in that last touchdown. Play was going to the left. Able to easily change his field of direction. Look right. Bounce it back. And in for a Cougar touchdown. And that's what's so lethal about this Cougars offense, is that really you have 4 guys, sometimes even 5, that can do a really good job of carrying the ball. Now 2. Wolves get the snap off. Wolves look to the sideline and will now call a timeout. Coaching staff for Mountainside just trying to see what the Cougars defense would conjure up. Now up here in Whitman, Arizona, my name is Nicholas Patrisky. I'm glad to be with you here for some Phoenix Christian football tonight. For those of you that tuned in, we appreciate you. We appreciate your patience. Especially, I would say, I hope and I assure you that a stream will not be like this again. But with 2A stadiums and playoffs coming up, I can't guarantee that. What I can guarantee, however, is next week when your Phoenix Christian it's homecoming finally for the Cougars. Cougars will be looking to bounce back and fulfill an 8-2 record. Wolves line up in punt formation, but they faked it before. This time the punt gets off. Javian Willis picks it up, makes a man miss, and 2. Willis trying his best to stay up and going to take him down just shy of the 50-yard line near the Cougar 45. A really dangerous call from Javian Willis. Any bit that touches him, the Wolves can pick it up and run it, or just pick it up and get the ball back and basically have it be a free first down. Cougars start 1st and 10 from their own 45. Cougars in the lead 29-0 and trying to add to that here with another touchdown. Handoff goes to Ransom. Ransom up the middle, makes a man miss. Now another. Rayshawn Ransom. It's just a part of the game sometimes. The referee station where he is, he can only move so much without affecting the game. That time Ransom him as a lead blocker of some. Handoff goes to Ransom once again as he'll be tackled just shy of the 15. A horde of tackles. Handoff goes to Rondan on the counter. Rondan out to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Cougars! Rondan, the one to open the scoring back in the first quarter, and now he scores the most recent touchdown. Back-to-back drives, and well, it'll be just enough for a Wolves first down. You look back at the other region opponents that Mountainside has played, that Phoenix Christian has also played. Lost to Camp Verde 56-0, Glendale Prep 55-0, and Cortez 42-0. Wolves still looking for that first ever win. Greg gets the handoff to his left. Pacheco stumbles, and Louis Murphy ushers Greg out of bounds. Flag flies late. Harmon tackling him a bit too late. Probably near either the 30 or the 25, depending on the spot of the original play. Harmon visibly frustrated after that. And the personal foul moves the ball up all the way inside the 30 at the 29. Hawking and Achilles Lopez and really most of the Cougar first-string defensive line out there. Wolves need the 18 for first down. Handoff goes to Greg on a counter. Greg trips and falls, but hot on his tail was Luke Hawking, and it might have actually been Hawking driving his man backwards that forced Greg to trip. If not, the Turf Monster will get credited with his first tackle of the evening. Ball now spotted at the 30 of the Cougars. Wolves try to catch the Cougar defensive line sleeping with a hard count. Holt handoff to Greg as he'll lose the ball. Hawking ripped it away, but Greg just in time to fall on top of it, a gain of 2. That was absolutely textbook from Luke Hawking. Ripping at the ball. You have 2 options, really. You got the punch or you got the rip. And Hawking, without hesitation, ripped that ball away like he was taking candy from a baby. And, well, Greg just fortunate enough to be close to fall on it. 3rd and 9, maybe 9.5. Wolves need the 18. Ivan wrestling him down, no pun intended. Near the 35 is Hernandez. Flag on the play. Flag thrown by the far side line judge. It looks like this one might back it up for... Actually, it won't. Looks like Wolves are clapping in excitement. I didn't see... Wolves now have the ball all the way there. 4th and goal. Cougars trying to preserve a shot. Pass is incomplete. Hurt was looking for Andrew White. And the Cougars bend, don't break defense. Stay strong late in the 4th quarter. And you can imagine that'll sure coming in. You knew you were a little bit banged up. Scroggins, Renteria out. Israel Torres out. Solanas out. You had a lot of guys, a lot of important guys out. And what do? You go and you win in a very, very tough environment to play. I can't lie. As a visiting team, I would not want to play here